Hello everyone, I'm the Cheating Lefty. Welcome to my 2022 In the Bag. Alright, in the cart. To kick things off, let's go ahead and take a look at both the putting and throwing putters that I use. Starting with the putting putters, I use black stock Lunas. Now these black Lunas are a lot tackier, softer, and also feel shallower in the hand than most other Lunas. Also, these are incredibly straight. Inside the circle and even just outside the circle, they are incredibly straight. I can just keep them right on the pole, but then once I get out to the outer reaches of circle 2, that's when I can just leave it out a little bit on the outer side of the chains, and then know it's just going to hyzer right back in. For the first throwing putter, I have a Jawbreaker Luna. I like baseline plastic for wet or very humid days. It gives me that extra grip. And out on the course, I like to use it for those straight putter shots. It has just a little bit of turn in the mid-flight as it seasons in, but still has a little bit of fade at the end. But it's understable enough that I can also keep it on an anhyzer line for those controlled turnover shots. Now, if the wind is up a little bit, or I just need a putter that's going to go absolutely straight with no turn whatsoever and then have a nice predictable hyzer finish, I am reaching for my 2021 Tour Series Luna. These things are very predictable and very trustworthy off the tee. Now, if the wind is really up or I need something that is going to hyzer no matter what the conditions are, that is when I'm going for my Z-Flex Ringer GT. You guys have heard me raving about this disc. It is the best approach putter in the game. Just not nearly as hard of a dump as, say, a Zone, but it does have that nice predictable hyzer finish. But then for those really dangerous greens, because it's in that Z-Flex plastic, it's going to absorb that impact and stick close to the basket. Now let's go ahead and switch over to the mid-ranges, starting with the most understable, and that is an ESP Stratus. These things are wonderful for those patent pending shots, those restricted shots where you can't put full power into something, or if you need an extreme hyzer flip down, an extremely tight tunnel. These things hold really straight when thrown on with a lot of hyzer and power, but then also when thrown on a little bit of hyzer, they are great for those controlled turnover shots, or if you just need a big anhyzer line through the woods, you can throw it on a flat to slight anhyzer. Now, next, I do have also an ESP Meteor. This is kind of more for those just straight tunnel shots when I'm throwing the disc near flat. So regardless if the tunnel or gap is either 200 feet away or the first 200 feet of the flight, this is my gap hitter. I don't get a lot of turn on it, but I like to hyzer flip it perfectly straight. So I'm a rare Discraft thrower that doesn't have a buzz in the bag. Instead, I've been bagging the Rift, and if you've seen my Rift video, you know why. This is what I feel the buzz should have been, just a very straight flying mid-range that just as it slows down, it has that predictable finish. The buzz was a little bit too much of an arcing hyzer. This has that straight to slight hyzer finish that I really needed, because if I need something that's going to just really dump and get to the ground fast, I'm going with this 2022 Tour Series Quake. For both backhand and forehand, it is absolutely perfect for those flex approach shots. They're workable enough in that mid-flight, as you can see, but it is a Quake, so it's going to have that nice overstable finish. So again, perfect for those touch flex shots. Now, if I just need something that's going to just dump to the ground, I'm using the First Flight Quake. This thing is the reason why I don't bag a Zone. It is so overstable, and with its near puddle top flight plate and very, very shallow feel, it is an amazing forehand overstable mid-range, but I also like to break it out for those controlled spike hyzers as well. Since I don't have an extremely fast arm, the fairway drivers really make up the core of my bag and probably the most used discs that I throw. First, in the very understable slot, I have the DGA Vortex, the new Katrina Allen prototype Vortex. This is a perfect thrown-on hyzer with just maybe about 60-70% power. It'll pop up to flat, hold extremely straight with maybe a little bit of fade at the end, perfect for those longer, tight tunnels and gaps that the Meteor is too short for, or I can use it for these nice controlled turnover shots. Now, if I need to put a little bit more oomph into the disc to get it to hold straight and have maybe just a little bit more finish, I am using, going back blast from the past, a Pro D Cyclone. This has a good amount of glide, really has that nice straight flight when thrown hard, but then a little bit of finish, and because it is still slightly understable in the early part of the flight, I do like to throw it for the uphill shots as well. Now, for those longer, more glidier, open kind of holes, I do like to throw my Crystal Heat. It fights the wind a lot better than a regular ESP Heat, but then it also has a really nice strong finish, so even if I accidentally get over on it, it's still gonna fight its way out. But if the wind is up, I am reaching for my DGA Bonsai. This is my overstable fairway driver that's still controllable. So I will toss this out even if it's over OB into a headwind. I can trust that this thing is going to hold that nice arcing hyzer all the way. I mentioned in the wind, even into about a 15-20 mile an hour headwind, it is still not going to deviate or turn over. It's just going to hold nice and straight. However, I do have a utility fairway driver, my double Nuke OS misprint stamped ESP Raptor. This is for those just really overstable approach shots if I need to get around something in the woods, if there's a tree right in between me and the basket, or if I get really off the fairway, I can use it as a nice thumber disc to really kind of get out of those jail situations. Now, when I need to throw a forehand, I am reaching for my ESP Onyx as long as the wind is about 15 mile an hour or less. If I throw this Onyx with just a little bit of hyzer, it just holds this really nice straight flight, but then we'll have that predictable finish that the Onyx has, or I can throw it flat and trust that it's going to get this really nice flex line, so it's absolutely great for both wooded courses, but then also when I need some just extra distance with the forehand. Now, if the wind is up, or kind of like with the Raptor, I need to get around something right away but need a little bit extra distance, I'm reaching for my limited edition Onyx. This has a really strong finish to it, so I can put a lot into it and just trust that it's going to hyzer out, or I can trust that no matter how much of an anhyzer angle I put on it, if I need to get around something, this thing is not going to turn and burn, it is just going to fight its way back. let's go ahead and talk about the flashiest discs in everyone's bags, and that is the distance drivers. Now, I do carry a Z Thrasher mainly for backhand shots, and this is for holes that are a little bit more wide open, where I can just use that glide to get a little bit extra distance over the Crystal Heat, which is mostly more for those kind of more narrower controlled shots. This is going to be more the one I'm using for the more wide open holes for max backhand distance. I also do carry an ESP Hades, which I primarily use for my long distance flex forehand shots. I just have to keep this thing on a bit of hyzer, and it's going to hold this really nice, beautiful hyzer flip flexing shot, but I know that it has a lot of late stability, so it's going to fight its way out. Even if I'm throwing into a strong headwind like this on a backhand, which I don't use it too often on backhand, I know it's not just going to turn into a roller. It's going to fight its way out of it at the very end of the flight. And then my wind fighter, an ESP Scorch. Wait, what? That's right, the Michael Johansson very flat-topped ESP Scorches. These things, even into a 20-25 mile an hour headwind, I can throw it like this and it's always gonna fight its way out. Such a unique disc. If you guys haven't tried the Michael Johansson flat-topped ESP, you have to. I swear they fly like a seasoned force. Alright everybody, that is all we have for the 2022 in the bag. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you do enjoy content like this, please smash that subscribe button, hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you all very much. Until next time everyone, keep banging them chains.